Mick, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
All right, Mick, you're a redshirt junior, and in your fourth year with the Leatherneck football program. Let's hit rewind back to high school. What was the biggest selling point on joining Western Illinois?
For me, it was just the guys I hung out with on my visit. I felt like I was part of the family right away. I didn't feel like I had to earn my spot so much here. It was, like I said, part of the family right off the bat, and that was big. I didn't get that everywhere else. So, yep.
Your bio says you played rugby in high school. Now, I've got to ask you, I've seen a few rugby matches in my day, but explain to the listening audience and those watching online what that was like.
I was a terrible baseball player, and so I had to find something to do in the spring. One of my buddy's older brothers played rugby, and so when I was in seventh grade through my sophomore year, I played 8-man, which is kind of like a tight end. It's completely different from football as far as everyone grows up watching football. I'd never seen a match before I started playing, so it was a good experience. It taught me to tackle better, it's something I enjoy watching to this day. So yeah, it was a lot of fun.
You traveled a few times during your redshirt year in 2013. How did that prepare you for when you started playing and suiting up?
Just watching those older guys, that first year traveling, how they prepared for games, whether it be game plan or, just mentally getting ready to take on their opponent. It helped me, I learned a lot from those guys, I guess. It was a very good experience and, helped kind of mature me as an athlete, watching those folks. So.
In your third year of playing, you haven't missed a game. You've gotten action in all 27 games. Now, the last couple of years, you've had some good seniors to learn from on the defensive line, especially in the interior. What are some of those things that you picked up from the then upperclassmen?
Just how to practice. Keep getting better every day. It's easy, especially when you're younger. You may not be getting as many reps to kind of take it easy in practice and not get the most out of it. But watching guys like Chris Harley, Eddie Holtzlaw, Gavin Ricketts, those guys, watching them work in practice, it showed me what it takes to be a starter on this defense and be productive at this level. So.
You talked about starting. How special was it for you to earn your first start as a Leatherneck in the season opener in Eastern Illinois a couple weeks ago?
It was exciting. It was a little different. Usually, I'm used to being able to talk to whoever was out there first. Ask, all right, what are we seeing? What do I expect? But it was a great experience. And, something I've been working towards. So yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Now, academics looks to always be a point of emphasis for you. How do you tackle being a full-time student in addition to the rigors of being a football student athlete?
It's just time management. You got to know. Sometimes you got to put the Xbox controller down and sit down and actually take care of that homework. It's as long as you're good with your time and you stay organized, it's very manageable. So
we're talking with junior defensive lineman Mick Nelson. Mick, highlight so far as a Leatherneck for you?
That selection ceremony last year when we made the playoffs, that was big. There was teams that had better records than us that didn't make it. So to actually make it, knowing that going in, and we were the last team picked, announced, I guess, that was outstanding. One of the highlights of not just my career, but my life. That was really fun. So.
Do you remember what your reaction was? Did you jump up and down? Did you high five your teammates around you?
Oh yeah, I was acting a fool. It was exciting. Especially I was sitting next to a couple of our seniors who had been working towards that for 4 or 5 years. It was a party. It was a lot of fun.
For the fans, what's your hometown and what are you majoring in?
Just north of St. Paul, Minnesota, called Vadnais Heights, and I am majoring in agriculture business.
What do you hope to do when your playing career is over?
I'm still trying to figure that out a little bit. Like I said, I'm an ag business major, so I'll probably end up in seed sales or something like that. But all doors are open right now, so we'll just kind of have to wait and see.
I asked Sean McGuire this last week. Favorite professional team?
The Minnesota Vikings.
Okay. Now, during fall camp, you had a tweet shout out to the Vikings right after Teddy Bridgewater suffered his knee injury. Can you Do you remember that? Can you share that with everyone?
Well, I was seeing if we could get old Peyton Manning back. See if we could pull him out of retirement. We had Brett Favre, great success there, and so figured why not give it a shot.
You even offered up your parents' house for him to stay at, right?
Well, yeah, we got an extra room now. I'm not there, so we can take advantage of that. We're just a little rent, nothing he can't afford. So.
Did you have a chance watching the game at all last night in your downtime?
Yep, yeah, I actually hurried out of the locker room, tried to avoid seeing the score and stuff, and I had it recorded at home, and so I was able to watch the Vikes beat the Packers, which if they don't win a single game the rest of the season, I'm fine, as long as they beat the Packers at home. So.
Nice way to open up the brand new stadium, too.
Oh, absolutely.
We're here live at Buffalo Wild Wings. Fans, make sure you join us every Monday at 6 p.m. to meet Coach Fisher, coaches, and our guest 11th football player. Mick, since we're here at Buffalo Wild Wings, what's your favorite wing sauce?
I like the Parmesan garlic sauce. It's a little mild, but it's still got a little kick to it. It's something I enjoy.
All right. One final question for you. Same one I asked Sean McGuire last week. Where can this defense, in your case with the defense, and this team go this year?
I think we can go all the way. To be honest, it's kind of cliche to say that, but we've got the components. We got to keep improving every week, but. I think with this personnel and this coaching staff, we got a chance to do it.
Mick Nelson, thank you for joining us. When we return, Coach Fisher and I will preview the Northern Illinois game. You're listening to the Charlie Fisher Radio Show, sponsored by Brown's Shoe Fit Company.